Hello, my name is V, also known as Nirami. So, long story short, today I want to talk about The Amazing Digital Circus, the new episode, because I also saw a lot of people kind of complaining about a specific character, and the character is Ragatha. Let me tell you what happened. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as I can, If you want to watch the episode, go do it. It's a wonderful thing, you should experience it for yourself. But the episode is pretty much just about Kane using the suggestion box, for the gang, and they go through different adventures, that they themselves suggested once. And through all those adventures, you have a moment, because again, Jax is mean as always, that's nothing new, but there was one moment when he was being kind of sincere, and open. And there was a moment where Jax simply mentioned Ragatha being nice all the time and how it doesn't feel sincere at some point. Like, you don't know if she's telling the truth or not, which I understand. I understand why he's feeling like that. It makes a lot of sense, but I'm gonna come to that later. That's when Ragatha approached and she, they were talking, and she mentioned Jax not having any friends left. I think she was talking about herself and the gang, but Jax thought she was talking about a specific person that is not with them anymore, because they probably disappeared, because we can see that this character used to be in the circus but is not anymore. And Ragatha realizes that Jax took it probably the wrong way, and she said that that's not what she meant. Then they have an adventure, where they sit at the bar and talk about the lives, and that's the moment where Ragatha mentions her mother, which might sound, a little bit abusive, because she mentioned things like yelling, guilt tripping, berating, and yeah, we're gonna come to that later. Then they move on to the last adventure, which is a baseball match where they have a match against their evil versions, And Ragatha is not doing so well at the game, so I think she is showing some negative emotions. And while she's doing that, she's talking to Pomni. And Pomni is telling her like, hey, it's okay to have negative emotions. And Ragatha is saying, yeah, but I just don't want to be a jerk. To which Pomni replies, sometimes it's okay to be a jerk. Like, it's okay sometimes, maybe it's something that we need to do sometimes, since we're human and it's a human thing to do. And shortly after that, Jax joins the talk, and it results in Ragatha lashing out on Jax. And that's when Pomni says like, hey guys, let's calm down, okay? To which Ragatha replies, I thought you said it's okay to be a jerk sometimes. Like, I thought you said it's okay to be negative, like being confused. But she stops it. She just apologizes to Jax and walks away, right? By the end of the episode, we just see like how Jax and Pomni kind of start to bond with each other, which I think is wonderful. I'm excited to see where it goes. But Ragatha is not, like, she looks a little bit upset, I think. Maybe it's because she's like nice to everyone all the time and trying to, to be good with everyone. And maybe she's not fully understanding why it's not working the way it should, But yeah, because of Ragatha lashing out in this episode, a lot of people were like saying stuff like, oh, she's being fake. She's always fake. She's like mean. She's like, you can't trust her, I don't like Ragatha. Listen, here's my opinion, but that's because I feel like I can relate to Ragatha a little bit, and now I'm gonna go through the things I mentioned. So first of all, Ragatha talking about her mother, how all the yelling and just like guilt tripping. I personally think, but that's again due to my personal experience, that maybe because of, her mother yelling all the time and just like guilt tripping, maybe Ragatha was feeling kind of responsible for her mom's emotions, and maybe that's why she's positive all the time. Because from my personal experience, I grew up around people who would lash out their emotions on me, like everybody around them, but me included, and that affected me quite a lot. To this day. But I always, like, since I was a little kid, I felt like I was responsible for people's emotions, where I need to act in a way where I keep others satisfied, like hey, I'm gonna do and say whatever you want, just like don't, like, calm down, okay? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but simply feeling like she can't be fully herself because of her mom's behavior, and the need to always be positive and like hopeful and just like trying to calm everyone down, which I think might be also the cause why she's positive all the time. And then when we go to the moment when she was talking to Pomni and how she's talking about I don't want to be a jerk, simply for like showing her emotions, you know, because again, we're all human, we have emotions, and it's simply impossible to stay positive like all the time, you know, because having all those emotions in us is what makes us human. As much as you want, you can't fully control your emotions sometimes, and that's why Pomni is saying, hey, you know, it's okay to be a jerk sometimes. And as to why Ragatha is even more confused that, you know, the moment she does like express her emotions, she's being told to calm down, which I'm sorry, but I get it. Ragatha, I get you, because again, personally, due to always like I've been, you know, every single day of my life, I've been always like paying attention to how I talk and like what I do and how I express myself, because I think one of my biggest thing in my head is just like not letting out my emotions on other people, because it affected me a lot and I just don't want to repeat it again. And I think it came to a point where it's actually like it had negative effects on me as well, because obviously it can, to the point where, you know, like I'm not really like feeling or like expressing my emotions, you know, my negative emotions. I don't know where to put them, I don't know where to like take them, so it all just like piles up, you know, it all piles up in you together to the point where you feel like you're gonna crash out over the smallest things, you know, and you just start to stress out yourself even more, and it feels like you're going crazy in your head. And I think the moment Ragatha hears like, hey, it's okay, you know, it's okay for you to express those emotions, and she does express those emotions, but then she feels like she's not allowed to, you know, because she's being calmed down. Which obviously, yeah, I get it. Pomni is always obviously gonna say like, yeah, guys, calm down so that they don't start a fight. But I get what Ragatha means, okay? But yeah, that's my personal opinion about Ragatha, you know, because again, I think everybody in the circus have their own flaws, you know, and this is one of Ragatha's flaws, you know, where you, I guess you can call it like toxic positivity, where it's like she's trying, but it's not gonna end good. But I think they're gonna probably figure it out, you know, where she's gonna learn how to process her emotions like in a healthier way, you know, like to, it's okay, you know, to be negative sometimes, and especially in their situations as well, you know, like you know, trying not to abstract, go crazy. I mean, I think personally I would also try to like be positive all the time. It's just like so that nobody abstracts, you know, like, yeah. But anyway, share your opinion in the comments, what you think about it. I would be very interested. And yeah, if you like the video, like, follow, share, press the notification bell button if you want to see more videos, some more live streams. And yeah, take care of yourself, get yourself a little treat, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.